Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. 1 minute, you're living your normal life, thinking you know the person you married. The next, well, you're knee-deep in reality, faced with the undeniable truth. The person you trusted most has been lying to you. Today on rSpace, sometimes the best revenge isn't a fiery confrontation, it's silence. And if you haven't seen the first part of this saga, the link to the part 1 video is in the description. I discovered my wife, 28 female, of 7 years is cheating on me, 30 male. She doesn't know that I know. Update 3. It turns out that in my state, you can't record someone one-sidedly unless you're involved in the conversation. So the conversations between Emily and Bev and Emily and John are illegal, and I broke the law. Since I have attorney-client privilege and she's the only one I sent them to, I'm good, but I have to delete them. The emails I downloaded are still evidence though, so we have good evidence there. I suppose the recordings served their purpose in that I know for sure about the affair. On the advice of my attorney, I hired a PI as she suggested. I gave him the info for the GPS tracker on Emily's car. He said that after hearing my story, including details I didn't share here, he decided he was going to follow John rather than my wife. It didn't make sense to me at the time, but he said that it sounded like John was more into my wife than she was with him. So John would probably be the one initiating contact rather than Emily. I figured, oh well, he's the pro, not me. He assured me that he's seen cases like mine before where the spouse was not serious but just looking for some fun on the side, and because of the withholding of attention, it causes the affair partner to double down on the relationship and pursue more. He said women don't like needy men and men don't like needy mistresses. Makes sense. On the sage advice of all of you and my lawyer, I stopped having sex with Emily. I told her there were layoffs coming at work and I was really anxious and not in the mood. I don't know why, but she seemed really frustrated by that. It's been difficult living with her and pretending. John and I get the same treatment. Well, I guess he got slightly better treatment for a while, but I'm the lucky one because I get to hear the sound "I love you" bounce off of my eardrums from the hole in the middle of her face, and John doesn't. #blessed. It used to mean so much to me to hear that. I'm so gosh darn angry that she's made me hate her like this. I want to love her again so badly. My therapist says the technical term is ambivalence. Thinking about it makes me want to vomit. Valentine's Day. The PI said John left flowers and a gift in my wife's salon. The PI said when Emily came to work and saw it, she threw everything in the shared dumpster in the strip mall without even looking at it. She was pissed. My PI retrieved the gifts. It was really expensive lingerie and a dozen red roses. The gift had a Valentine's Day card. The flowers had a message note too, and there was definite proof in that note and card of the affair. They were practically love letters. Emily left the other girls at the salon and went to meet up with John. PI got it all. They met in a far corner of a hotel parking lot. The whole thing took around 45 minutes. It was an intense conversation. The PI said Emily seemed angry and shook her head and no a lot. He said he thought John was trying to coax her into a room. Lots of touching. Nothing overly sexually happened, but the PI said he's seen cases won with less and that their body language, behavior, and the way it panned out is the kind of thing judges look for in the adultery cases. It was obvious that they had a relationship. It was at that time that I got a weird "I love you" phone call from Emily. I remember her voice was off. It was like she was trying to check on me. My attorney advised me to take photos of Emily's appointment book for the last year or so. Emily likes using a physical calendar book to write everything down. I noticed there were appointments with John in the book too. Before I would have just thought of them as business meetings because Emily said John was mentioning her in small business stuff. I found a Mont Blanc pen in her purse near the appointment book. I guess that's another gift from John because I sure as hell didn't buy it for her and she always just used Bic pens before. Emily was busy with work the rest of the day and night on Valentine's Day as she had a bunch of ladies who wanted to get specially made up for Valentine's Day dates with their spouses or boyfriends. Anyway, she worked as usual on Valentine's Day. She came home tired, half-heartedly tried to initiate something, but I just pampered her because she seemed exhausted, and so I put her to bed. I didn't pamper her for her sake. I did it for me. I wanted to be a good husband so she'd somehow miss me more when I'm gone. I wanted to prove to myself that I'm not worth cheating on. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm love-bombing her in return in my own way. Is this the pick-me dance? Because I don't want her to pick me. I can't decide if I'm doing it so that it hurts her more when I'm gone or because I know I'll miss moments like these when I leave her for the last time. The good news in this zombie crap show that my marriage has become is that the parking lot meeting and the Valentine's Day gifts were enough that, when added to the other evidence, we can finally have Emily served. We're going to have it done privately with the PI. He's also a process server and can get it done quickly. It was probably a mistake accusing her of cheating on New Year's Eve. Emily knows that something's wrong. She's staring at me a lot. I can see it in my peripheral vision. It would be creepy if it weren't so pitiful. She keeps asking for some kind of reassurances that we're doing good, since we're not making love anymore. I keep lying to her, but I guess I'm not that great Shakespearean actor I thought I was. I just can't get over this betrayal. I wish I could, but I can't, and I never will. It doesn't matter that she doesn't love the guy. She cheated repeatedly, putting her lips where they shouldn't have been. Then came home and kissed me with that same mouth for 9 months. I'd just hate myself for going back to her. I'd further hate myself for treating her badly because of jealousy and resentment. No one deserves being treated like a convicted felon for the rest of their lives by their spouse. Would any reasonable person want to live like that? Would that be enough for anyone? Should I be resigned to a life of policing Emily and keeping her under lock and key until she resents and hates me later on and probably cheats on me again? Either that, or I'll be an emotionally dead zombie who says, "Yes, dear," while stamping down my emotions and anxiety every time she walks out the front door. Who would love someone like that? I'm not going to live like that. I love who I thought she was too much to let her live like that. That's why I'm going to ghost Emily when she gets served. The plan is to have her publicly served, to start the process of having John's credit card statement subpoenaed. Lawyer says it could take months for this to pan out. Tell Bev's husband about her complicity in Emily's affair, and to email and text Emily's dad and sister, John's wife, and some mutual friends with the news. I'll pack and leave before she regains her footing after being served with the divorce papers. I plan on leaving a short note, my lawyer's business card, and my wedding ring. My lawyer told me to leave a note so she doesn't have an excuse to start making trouble. I was thinking about writing, "Do you like rich sugar daddies? Yes, X, no, blank." My therapist says I use humor as a coping mechanism. I know I won't do that though. I'll either write this long manifesto or something super short. Another infidelity poster on here wrote to her cheating significant other, "I know, bye." Brevity is the soul of wit. I know myself. I know that Emily at least thinks she loves me, whatever that is. I know she'll beg and plead and cry and appeal to me in every possible way. Our history, our families, our plans, everything. She'll dress up and make herself look stunning. She'll pull out all the stops and I'll cave. I'm not ghosting her because I'm strong. I'm ghosting her because I'm weak. I used to think it would hurt worse if she actually fell in love with him, but now that would have been easier. If she didn't want me, at least I'd have an answer. Instead, she wants me, but she's already broken us beyond repair. That's worse. I'll update after it all goes down. Should only be a few days. Brief update. Emily is going to be served at her salon tomorrow morning. Fridays and Saturdays are busier for her, so she opens earlier. The PI is meeting me at my hotel in the afternoon to show me the body cam footage. He asked if I wanted to see it, and I said yes. I don't know why, I just wanted to see it. I'm kind of on the fence, but leaning towards seeing it. He can't email it or post it, so he's just going to bring his laptop to my hotel room and show it to me. I'm staying at an extended stay hotel for a couple of weeks. My dad's friend has a house they're gutting to make an Airbnb out of, and it'll be livable by then, but not yet ready to be rented out. I'll stay there and do some work on it in the evenings after work and on the weekends. Nothing huge, some drywall, painting, and laying down vinyl, plank flooring. My social calendar is going to be pretty empty, and it'll get my mind off of things. I'll update tomorrow evening after the crap show explodes. One quick comment. Nice move on the PI. I hope she understands what she lost. Stay strong and ignore. It will hurt her more than any words. The ghosting plan makes sense, OP. Staying to argue or hear her out would only open the door for manipulation. At this point, she doesn't deserve an explanation, and you don't owe her closure. She's going to understand what she lost. Probably around the same time she realizes that John isn't exactly the high-value man she thought he was. Just a guy with a wallet. Update 4. I left Emily. We got the divorce papers, summons, petition, standing orders, etc. The PI, acting in his capacity as a process server, wore a body cam for obvious professional reasons, and I was able to take the footage when he came by my hotel room later on in the afternoon. The PI walked up to Emily, who was sitting at her station and chatting with other stylists who work for her. He showed her a manila envelope and told her he had legal documents for her and she had been served. Emily, of course, looked shocked and confused and just stared at him, gobsmacked. The PI clarified that the envelope contained legal documents regarding a divorce case filed against her, and he told her she should review them and contact her attorney. Then he dropped the documents at her feet with a satisfying slap as they hit the ground since she refused to take them, and told her she's still being served. He then told her to have a nice day and walked out. Morgan Freeman narrator voice. Emily didn't have a nice day. I could hear her hyperventilating as the PI left and saying, "What? What is this?" "Really, Emily? You're actually surprised?" I was at home, and after the PI called and said he was heading in to serve her, I called Emily's dad. Since my mom died, I had, probably unwisely, been treating her mom, my mother-in-law, like a mother. I just couldn't talk to her. I told Emily's dad about the divorce. I tried to keep it very simple and quick. Emily cheated on me. We're getting a divorce. I'll send you an email shortly with evidence of the affair. I stressed that Emily was being served divorce papers today, so she would absolutely need their support, and they should head over to our house immediately. Emily's dad acknowledged that and said that he hoped we could find a way through this, and it would be a shame to break up our family. I guess Emily's mom was nearby and overheard because she took the phone from him, put it on speaker, and asked if this is true. I explained to her about the cheating and the email with the evidence they'll receive. She started crying and apologizing to me. Since this thing started, she was the first person close to me who apologized to me. I was reminded of my mother, who always comforted me when I was down, and I just broke, y'all. I started tearing and croaked out, "I have to go," and hung up on her while she was saying, "No, wait." I had packed up my work laptops and got a lot of my clothes in 2 large suitcases. On the advice of my attorney, I took down the cameras in the bathrooms and bedrooms when I left, but the cameras in the common areas can remain because my dad is the owner of the house. I packed the cameras up in my suitcases too. My lawyer sent the subpoena to the credit card company on Monday when I pulled the trigger on my marriage. I wrote an email to Emily's dad and sister and to some mutual friends who knew both of us, including Bev's husband. It said, "I never thought I'd be writing this, but after everything that's happened, I don't see another choice. I wanted you to hear from me so there's no confusion or misinformation. Emily has been having an affair with a man named John, last name. I have evidence, emails, financial records, and an investigation that confirms it. I think we all know that her bracelet gift from Santa was not from a client, because the client would have identified themselves by name, and clients don't know her parents' address. She'd been meeting John and hiding it from me for months. I know this is painful to hear, and trust me, it's even more painful to write. But I didn't want you to be blindsided by all of this later. I'm attaching a few things to this email that make it clear what's been going on and to head off any of your concerns about the truth of my statements. I know this is shocking, and I don't expect you to take sides. I just want you to have the truth. I love Emily, but she's broken our marriage beyond repair, and I have no choice but to move forward with a divorce. Father-in-law's name, mother-in-law's name, sister-in-law's name, sister-in-law's hubby. Thank you for being like a second family to me. I will miss all of you." I wrote a similar email to John's wife and gave her my attorney's name and number if she wanted to go see the physical evidence herself. It would have been in my lawyer's office. Personally, I think my lawyer is going to try to get John's wife to give her a retainer. I also sent a group text for them to check their emails, except for John's wife. I don't know her number. Then I blocked Emily's family. To the email, I attached a photo of John and Emily kissing goodbye in the hotel parking lot and a photo of the contents of John's Valentine's Day card to Emily. It was explicit. Finally, I had a link to the recording of Emily saying that I didn't abuse or cheat on her. I just wanted to head that BS off ahead of time. I texted this to Bev's husband. "Hey, Bev's husband, I need to tell you something. And I hate being the one to do this, but you deserve to know. Emily didn't cheat on me alone. She had support. She had help covering it up. And unfortunately, that help came from Bev. I don't know if you were aware, but Bev knew about the affair the entire time. She didn't just know about it. She encouraged it. She helped Emily justify it. She helped her keep it from me. And she even made excuses for her when she started feeling guilty about it. I have proof, and I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't. I'm not asking you to believe me blindly, but I think you should ask Bev some direct questions. Watch how she answers. Watch her reaction. I'm sorry, man. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but I couldn't sit back and let you stay in the dark. Believe me or don't believe me. Either way, my conscience is clear." I then left my wedding ring, a printed copy of the same photo of Emily and John at the hotel parking lot kissing, my lawyer's business card, and a note. "Thanks for your help on this, guys." The note said, "I hope your affair with John was worth our marriage. We are getting a divorce. Contact my lawyer if you have any questions or need to get in touch for arrangements regarding the divorce. Otherwise, get a lawyer and let's get this over with. If you're truly remorseful, then do me the courtesy of giving me the easiest, most generous divorce possible. I loved you and I could have forgiven almost anything, except abject betrayal. I would have loved you for the rest of my life. On my way out, I got a call from Emily that I ignored. I put my phone on silent and dropped by the bank. I took out half our money from the various accounts we have. Checking, emergency, vacation fund. I have already frozen my credit. When I got to the hotel, I canceled our shared credit cards. I made arrangements to freeze our joint investment accounts so that she couldn't withdraw money from them. They're in my name. Adultery subreddit pro tip: people, if you cheat, make financial arrangements ahead of time in case you get caught. I then got a text from her. I left her on read because my lawyer told me that if she confesses to the affair over text, we can use that as more evidence for the divorce. I'm responding to her text here only because it's therapeutic to me. Messing with the language writing of her text because I'm paranoid. This is the condensed version of the past 12 hours or so. What the F is this? I'm divorcing you. Answer your phone. We need to talk right now. Nope. I've had enough gaslighting for a lifetime. Thank you very much. This was followed up by a lot of texts demanding I call her or answer her calls. No thanks. Then the texts changed. So I presume she got home and read the note and saw that what I left. I don't know what you think you know, but I can explain everything. It's not what you think. You're right, Emily. I'm a stupid idiot who will believe anything you say. Divorce? We love each other. We're supposed to work through this mistake. Mistake? Oops. My wet hoo-ha fell onto John's wee-wee repeatedly for almost a year. Oopsie. Look, I know I effed up, but don't do this. Don't leave like this. Finally, an acknowledgement of the affair over text. Zing. Right to my lawyer. I never stopped loving you. I never loved him. Another gift from Emily. Zing. Right to my lawyer. Then the tone changed later. You're overreacting. You're acting like I never loved you, like I wasn't trying to fix things, but you wouldn't let me. Fix things? Okay. Build a time machine, Emily. Build a gosh darn time machine. Are you just going to ghost me, your own wife? Consults Magic 8 Ball. All signs point to yes. Then her parents showed up at the house. Hoo boy. What the F did you do? And then, you had no right to involve my family like this. Then followed by, are you trying to humiliate me? Are you trying to ruin my life? Do you hate me that much now? Kinda. It's complicated. After that comes a barrage of phone calls that I didn't answer. How could you do this? How could you try to turn my own family against me? I'm not. I'm trying to have them not turn against me. And then, I told you I never loved him. I never loved him. No one cares, honey. Least of all, John. I know you love me. I love you too. We can fix this. We can fix everything. And then, just tell me what to do. Tell me how to fix this. I'll do it. Let me get this straight. You wiped your butt with our marriage vows and stabbed me in the back, and now you want me to tell you how to fix this crap? I had to go to Walmart because I forgot to pack underwear, and I don't have a rich sugar daddy to buy me some fancy skivvies from Saks Fifth Avenue. You never loved me if you can do this to me. F that crap. I'm going to have to block her instead of leaving her on red. I don't think I can take this, man. So this is how a marriage ends. No fanfare, no heroic deeds, just whining, crying, anger, and depression. Just like any other divorce, really. Only this is my divorce, and it feels like the end of the effing world. But in reality, this is all just the beginning. I feel this whole process is going to take years. I hope not. My lawyer assures me that with the evidence we have, it'll go relatively quick. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, what? Relatively quick? Relative to what? Continental drift? At this point, I just want to thank you beautiful men and women who supported and encouraged me. I'd vacuum out all your cars if I could and clean your bathrooms. I just want a falling anvil to hit me on the head and cause amnesia like a cartoon character or a Hallmark Channel movie. I know this is tonally all over the place. I keep second guessing myself if I did the right thing. I just changed my life today in a fundamental way. I'm wondering if it's a lateral move. I feel like I've moved from a warm cesspool to a cold, gray, rocky place. Is that an improvement? I feel like I have these scars now, and the one who gave them to me is the one person in the world I trusted the most. I will never forgive her. Now I've got to toughen up and push forward like a champ. Dwelling on it isn't my style anyway. I just want my mom. The fact that she was genuinely shocked says everything about how deep in denial she was. And the, we love each other. Yeah, no. She loved her double life and thinking she was getting away with it all. Then there's Bev. She earned that wake-up call, and I hope her husband gives her the same reality check you just handed Emily. Emily may be scrambling now, but there's no fixing this. She just learned that consequences exist, and she has no one to blame but herself. Stay strong, OP. You did what needed to be done. Have you ever uncovered a secret that completely changed your perspective on someone you trusted? How did you handle it? And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Stay tuned for more of this epic saga.